This giant warship crowned with chrysanthemums is the largest trophy ship in human history. The Yamato, this steel behemoth with a full load displacement of 73,000 tons, became the last glory of the Japanese pirate navy. 9 massive 460mm cannons were the Yamato's most relied upon weapons. April 1, 1945, the U.S. military attacks Okinawa to protect the mainland from U.S. landings. The Yamato was ordered to urgently reinforce Okinawa, but Japan no longer had fighter escorts at this point. The Fleet Command realized this might be a one-way mission. They ordered all flammable materials removed from the ships, while reinforcing exposed deck areas with sandbags, prepared for air defense. On the afternoon of April 6th, the Yamato set sail from the port. They intended to evade U.S. reconnaissance planes under the cover of night, secretly navigating along the outer sea route of Kyushu Island. By the morning of the 7th, the lookout posts on the Yamato suddenly made a discovery. Upon receiving the warning, the Yamato will enter combat readiness immediately. The massive main guns locked onto the American reconnaissance plane. Yet this cannon shot failed to hit the scout plane. The fleet commander realized something was wrong. Thus, the order was given to proceed at full speed towards Okinawa Island. The already spotted Yamato could only advance at full speed. All 12 boilers and 4 steam turbines were operating at full capacity. It aimed to reach Okinawa Island as quickly as possible at a speed of 27 knots. Meanwhile, the Japanese ship captain was at the anti-aircraft tower, preparing to face the impending large-scale air raid. All 156 anti-aircraft guns stand ready for battle. All observers kept a close watch on the surrounding skies. Sure enough, American warplanes were soon spotted. All soldiers quickly took up their positions, training their gun barrels at the approaching fighter jets. The 3 main guns fired first, followed by the rest of the artillery joining in, targeting the incoming U.S. warplanes. The U.S. pilots showed no fear of the intense barrage, dropping bombs under anti-aircraft fire. Torpedo bombers released their payloads at optimal angles. The Yamato makes an emergency turn to evade torpedoes, yet it couldn't escape the saturation attack from multiple angles. The port side of the Daihi was struck heavily. Meanwhile, the dive bombers broke through the enemy's fire net, diving towards the Daihi at a 90-degree angle at high speed. Upon reaching bombing altitude, heavy aerial bombs whistled toward the Great River. Violent explosions severely damaged the deck. Torpedo bombers continued their assault from various directions. Multiple torpedoes struck the flank in succession. The Japs wail like ghosts and howl like wolves under the bombardment. Witnessing the continuous barrage of anti-aircraft fire, fighter jets also adjust their attack angles, strafe the anti-aircraft guns on the Yamato's deck. The anti-aircraft positions were soon reduced to carnage. The American pilots showed no mercy to the bearing fan little devils. The high-powered machine guns mercilessly strafed. Soon, the Yamato was hit multiple times and caught fire. The entire deck was blown to unrecognizable ruins. Yet this 70,000-ton behemoth, extremely tenacious vitality. This colossal ship, resembling a small island, endured the frenzied assaults of American warplanes, while the crew battled the raging fires, while continuing to organize counterattacks. But this was no longer the era of battleships and big guns. Whoever controlled the skies would dominate the seas. No matter how fiercely the enemy defended, they couldn't withstand the relentless waves of fighter planes. Watching the fighter planes he had shot down, the soldier was cheering triumphantly just a second ago. Yet what happened next completely shattered his confidence. As the American seaplane landed directly on the water and picked up the parachuting pilot who had bailed out, as the anti-aircraft firepower gradually diminished, The Yamato's defense was becoming increasingly strained. Continuous firing consumed an enormous amount of ammunition. Many anti-aircraft guns had long fallen silent, yet under the relentless strikes of fighter planes, even transporting ammunition had become extremely difficult. The powerless little devils even chose to take their own lives. The tide of battle ebbs and flows. The Americans will never give the Japs any chance. Even fiercer attacks follow in quick succession. A relentless barrage of explosions, leaving the Japanese pirates on board with nowhere to hide. Piles of corpses turned the deck into a living hell. The few remaining anti-aircraft guns still struggled to cling to life. A handful of Japanese soldiers desperately continued their artillery counterattack, but their efforts had long since become meaningless. More bombs rained down incessantly. As bombs struck the Yamato's deck in rapid succession, the massive hull had already begun to tilt. Drainage systems device damaged, meaning the Yamato could no longer save itself. As the ship continues to list, the 800-ton main gantry becomes a burden. Its severe tilt accelerated the capsizing of the Yamato. The entire Yamato began to list heavily to port. Struggling soldiers fell into the sea one after another, as the Yamato's angle of tilt grew ever steeper. The 30-meter-tall bridge slowly submerged beneath the water. The steel behemoth was beyond saving now. The entire warship capsized completely into the sea. Along with the immensely powerful treasure hunt, the 260-meter-long Yamato broke in two. Along with Japan's fate, it sank into the icy Pacific Ocean.